Today, we're taking a journey to the sacred Srisailam Mountain in Andhra Pradesh, home to one of India's most revered shrines. And you know, its origin story isn't just some grand tale of gods. It's actually a story about family rivalry, heartbreak, and a parent's absolutely unbreakable love.
So that really gets you thinking, right? I mean, how on earth does a family squabble, a real, relatable family argument, end up creating one of the most powerful spiritual sites in all of Hinduism? Let's dive in.
So where does this all start? Well, like a lot of epic tales, it begins with a family. But of course, this isn't just any family. We're talking about the divine family, Lord Shiva, the goddess Parvati, and their two sons, Kartikeya and Ganesha.
And the conflict? It's something we can all understand, right? It's classic sibling rivalry. Both Kartikeya and Ganesha want to be the first one to get their parents' special blessings. So, to figure it out, Shiva and Parvati came up with a challenge. Whoever circles the three worlds first wins.
Now, you might think this is just a straightforward race, you know? But it wasn't about who was fastest or strongest. Nope, this was going to be a test of pure wisdom.
And right away, you see the two brothers go in completely different directions. Kartikeya, being the warrior he is, immediately jumps on his peacock and starts this epic journey across the cosmos. Ganesha, though, he takes a totally different path. He stays calm, thinks for a second, and then just walks a circle around his parents.
And with that one simple act, Ganesha says something truly profound. See, he got it. He understood that his parents were his entire world. Everything he needed was right there. And just like that, with this incredible display of wisdom, he wins the contest. He gets their blessing right then and there.
Okay, so everything seems great at home, right? Wisdom wins the day. But far, far away, a storm is brewing. Because when Kartikeya finally returns and hears what happened, well, that family harmony just shatters.
I mean, just try to put yourself in Kartikeya's shoes for a second. You've just flown across the entire cosmos, you're expecting this huge hero's welcome, and instead you get back and find out the race was over before you even got halfway, and your brother won. He was just completely consumed by this powerful feeling of injustice.
And that feeling of being wronged, it just sets off this whole chain reaction. He's so angry, he just leaves. He leaves his home, his family, everything. He heads south and basically goes into exile on this mountain called Kartikeya, which, yep, is the very place we now know as Srisailam. And you can only imagine, his parents were absolutely heartbroken.
But here's the thing about a parent's love, right? It doesn't care about distance. And their deep, deep sadness and their need to be near their son, well, that brings us right to the heart of our story. And it explains the secret behind that sacred name, Mallikarjuna. So Shiva and Parvati are desperate to go to him, to comfort him, but maybe they don't want to just show up and intrude on his solitude. And this is where the legend gets so beautiful. The stories tell us that Parvati transformed herself into a beautiful, fragrant jasmine flower, a Mallika, and Lord Shiva became a strong, steady Arjuna Tree, just so they could be close to their son.
And boom! Right there, it all makes sense. The name of this incredible place comes directly from that act of pure love. You take Mallika, the jasmine, and Arjuna, the tree, put them together, and you get Mallikarjuna. It's so simple, so poetic, and just incredibly powerful, isn't it? So, by deciding to stay on that mountain, even in these new forms, Shiva and Parvati made the land itself holy. Their presence completely transformed it, turning the entire area into what we now know as the abode of Shiva Shakti.
And from this sacred ground, to bless all of creation, Lord Shiva appeared in his highest form, as a Jyotirlinga. So what is a Jyotirlinga? Well, it's one of the most powerful ways to worship Shiva. It literally means a linga of light. Think of it as a pillar of pure, divine, cosmic energy.
Okay, so what's the big deal? Why is this place so important to millions and millions of people? Well, the significance is just huge. For starters, it's one of the rare spots where you find both Shiva and his divine consort, Shakti, worshipped together as one. It's revered as the southern door to Kailasha, and people believe it brings peace and salvation. But when you strip it all away, at its very heart, it's a timeless symbol of a parent's incredible, unending love.
So think about that. A family fight, something that started with simple rivalry, was solved by wisdom and then completely transformed by love into this amazing beacon of divine light. This quote really just captures it all perfectly.
where Shiva and Shakti reside as one. That is Srisailam. In the fragrance of Mallika and the shade of Arjuna dwells the eternal light of Mallikarjuna Mahadev.